In this video, we are going to look at the concept of hydrocarbons for chemistry. After going through this video, I guarantee you guys that you will understand the concept of hydrocarbons for chemistry. So ensure you stay to the very end of this video because hydrocarbons, this is an important topic under organic chemistry. So let's go into the details of the video. We are looking at hydrocarbons. Now note that a hydrocarbon is any compound that is formed from carbon and hydrogen atoms only. So basically hydrocarbons only contain hydrogen and carbon atoms. They are the simplest organic compounds. Alright, now note that hydrocarbons can be classified as aliphatic hydrocarbons, and let me write it here, aliphatic hydrocarbons and aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay, so the aliphatic hydrocarbons include the alkanes. So we have the alkanes and we have the alkynes. Whereas the aromatic hydrocarbon include our benzene. Okay, but in this video we are going to focus on alkanes as aliphatic hydrocarbons. Alright, so let's wipe this and look at the concept of alkanes. So we are now looking at alkanes. Now note that alkanes have the general formula to be CnH2n plus 2, and alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons. They have a single carbon-carbon bond in their structure. Okay, so they have a single bond in their structure. Now the members of the alkane family include our methane, we have our, this is N, we have our ethane, we have our propane, we have our butane, we have our pentane, we have our hexane, we have our heptane, we have our octane, we have our nonane, and we have our decane. Okay, now note that the first four alkanes are the methane, the ethane, the propane, and the butane. Very important. Okay, now let's say we want to draw the structure of methane. So methane have the chemical formula to be CH4. Alright, so methane has one carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. So the structure of methane will be, okay, so this will be the structure of methane. So it's a saturated hydrocarbon, saturated with hydrogen atoms, and it has a single carbon-carbon bond in its structure. Whereas if you want to draw the structure of ethane, ethane will be C2H6. Okay, from this formula we have here, so it's going to be C2H6. Now the structure will be alright, so this will be the structure of ethane. Is a saturated hydrocarbon, so it's saturated with hydrogen atoms. Okay, so as you move down this series, you have from methane to decane. Just know that methane has one carbon atom, ethane 2 carbon atoms, propane 3 carbon atoms, butane 4 carbon atoms, pentane 5 carbon atoms, hexane 6 carbon atoms, heptane 7 carbon atoms, octane 8 carbon atoms, nonane 9 carbon atoms, decane 10 carbon atoms. So in this order, once you know the carbon atom, number of carbon atoms, the structure we have, we'll be able to write the proper chemical formula. For instance, this decane that has 10 carbon atoms, so the chemical formula for it will be, when you apply to this formula, it will be C10H. Now, this 2 times 10, that's 20 plus 2 equals 22. So this will be the chemical formula for decane in that order. So that's how you can write the chemical formula of members of the alkane family and draw their structure, the chemical structure. It's as simple as that. Now, let's look at properties of the members of the alkane family. Alright, very important. Let's look at the properties. Now, note that the alkane properties change as the chain gets longer. Just like here, the chain of ethane is longer than the chain of methane. If you also draw the chain of propane, it will be longer than the chain of ethane. So this is the chain I'm talking about. If we draw the chain of butane, it will also be longer than the chain of propane in that order. So decane will have the longest chain. The alkane or hydrocarbon properties change as the chain gets what? Longer. Very important. As the length of the carbon chain changes, the properties of the hydrocarbon also will change. For instance, the shorter the hydrocarbon chain, the less viscous the hydrocarbon will be. Okay, so basically what you can say is that as you move down the order here, or the series of alkanes here, the less viscous the hydrocarbon will be. So you can see that decane is less viscous than nonane. Nonane is less viscous than octane. Octane is less viscous than heptane. Heptane is less viscous than hexane, in that order. Okay, and this viscosity is just how easily the hydrocarbon can flow. For instance, oil flows slowly than fuel. So you can see that fuel flows faster than oil. So that's what viscosity is talking about. So as you go down this series of the members of the alkane family, the less viscous the hydrocarbon will be. So decane is less viscous than nonane in that order. So the most less viscous is our decane. So that's what you have to know. Now note again that hydrocarbons with shorter carbon chains are also more volatile, which means that they have lower boiling point. So basically, as you also move down this series, the more boiling point the hydrocarbon we have. So you can see that decane has the highest boiling points in this family of alkanes. So the boiling point of decane is higher than nonane, that of nonane higher than octane, in that order. So take note of that. The one that has the least boiling point in this series we have here is the methane. Also know that the shorter the carbon chain, the more flammable, that's easier to ignite the hydrocarbon will be. So basically, with this series we have here, you can say that methane is the most flammable hydrocarbon, or the most flammable member of the alkane family. So decane is the least flammable. As you move down the series, the less flammable the hydrocarbon will be. So that's basically what you have to know about the properties of members of the alkane family. Okay, very important, guys. Now before we call this a class, let's look at the combustion of alkanes. Let's write this. We are looking at combustion of alkanes. Now note that complete combustion occurs when there is plenty of oxygen. The complete combustion of any hydrocarbon in oxygen releases loss of energy. The only waste products are carbon dioxide and water vapor. Now let's look at the typical chemical equation for this. So basically, when hydrocarbons react with oxygen, when there is enough of oxygen gas or excess oxygen gas, we're going to have the products to be carbon dioxide and water. So this will be the waste products of the reaction. Remember that energy is also what? Released as well. Now let's look at a chemical equation for this. Let's say methane, which is a hydrocarbon under alkane. Okay, methane reacts with oxygen gas. Alright, so it's going to give us carbon dioxide and water as waste products. Okay, now I balance this chemical equation. We have one carbon here, one carbon here. We have 4 hydrogen atoms here, 2 hydrogen atoms here. So you add 2 here. So hydrogen atoms are not balanced. What of oxygen atoms? So oxygen is 2 here, oxygen is 3 here, oxygen is 4 here rather. This 2 here plus this 2 here. Okay, so to balance this oxygen at the left, you're going to add 2 here as well. Oxygen is 4 here, oxygen is also 4 here. So this is now balanced. Okay, so when methane reacts with excess oxygen, we are going to have these outputs as the products. Okay, so this is complete combustion of hydrocarbon. Now note that during combustion of hydrocarbons, both carbon and hydrogen from the hydrocarbon are oxidized. As you all know that oxidation can be defined as the gain of oxygen. So both carbon and hydrogen from the hydrocarbon are oxidized. Very important as in this reaction we have here. Okay, so the carbon and the hydrogen atom got oxidized. This is the basic information you have to know about hydrocarbons, especially the alkanes for your chemistry. Hope you learned something interesting from this video. Now, if you are new to the channel, ensure you check the description of this video below. You see a link to our Telegram channel. Click on it and join the Telegram channel for instant notifications. Also ensure that you subscribe to this channel by hitting the subscribe button. More videos like this, like, share, and comment on this video. Tell me how you feel from what you have learned from this class. If you seem to have any specific questions to ask regarding this topic for chemistry, feel free to leave your question at the comment section below and I'll ensure to give you a response. Now click on the end screen above and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.